Hi and welcome to the channel where we are storytelling and role-playing in Crusader Kings 3. This is my House Korp series where we are Norse vikings and we're currently in the middle of conquering Jorvik and taking back our holy site for the Ancestral Faith from the Kingdom of Alba here. This is a role-playing, which means that I'm not declaring wars and making other decisions just to conquer something or just to do great gameplay choices, but to create a story where we are taking the storyline and our characters' personalities into consideration. So that's what we're doing, but we left off in the middle of this war. We are gonna win it if nothing very unexpected happens, but let's get right into it. I'm sending this army here under the command of the Duke Edward Rodolfsson of Holland down here to try and snatch this Alba army embarking in Annandale, while we have some other forces around sieging. See if we can catch them. Looks like we're not gonna catch this army, but we are gonna catch this force here. We're gonna catch some force when we go there, so let's go and see about that. It should be a good win for us. Yes, we are catching this force. It is an easy win. I should give some good war score. And here's an event with my son Emundul, who's my son and friend. He is a just, trusting and ambitious boy who recently became an adult in the last episode, I believe. And here's my character, King Askell. He is vengeful, shy, cynical and an astute intellectual. He considers himself as somewhat of a reformer for the Norse people. He has led or finalized the reformation of our faith a couple of episodes back, and he is now considering turning our tribal society into a feudal one, but we will not do that right away, but that is something that goes on in the king's mind at the moment. But let's take a look at the event here. It's because I'm friends with my son. It gives me a stress loss. That's good because I've accumulated an amount of stress, and this will help me relax a bit. Nice break for the king. And there we won this battle. Now we almost have the war score needed. If we can catch this force, that should be enough because we're at 99% war score. He called in some new ally of his. We already won the war, but let's go beat down on this army anyway. Maybe we can, because you get some spoils of war and you can get some prisoners and stuff if you win a battle. So let's do that. Right, let's take a look at my prison. I've got this Wessex boy here. No one is willing to pay for him, so he just have to stay in prison. And here's this man Stein. I don't remember why I hold him, but he's not worth anything either, so let's just keep him there. And we have won this war. That is good. So why wait? We shall enforce our demands here. So be it. We have conquered back our holy site for the Ancestral Faith. It is here. It will give us prowess per level of devotion and knight's effectiveness when we hold this, so that is great. And let's stand our armies down, and I now have too many holdings above the main limit again, so we shall have to see about giving them away to someone. I think I've got just a candidate in mind for this. I assume that people watching my channel already are familiar with CK3, because if you aren't, I suppose this would be mostly be confusing to watch someone playing the game. But there's the Catholic faith here, and there's a game. I will not do this, but in the odd chance that there's someone watching who doesn't know, there's a trick you can do to convert your newly conquered lands to your faith instantly. You give a county away to someone of the same faith as the people in the county currently has, which in this case is Catholic. So if I found a person of the Catholic faith who had a decently high opinion of me, gave that person land here, and then asked him to convert, that would make it so that the county converted instantly with the count holding it. But there's a trick you can do if you are min-maxing and playing effectively. But since this is a roleplay, we're gonna play into the story, and I think that Askell, he knows what kind of a person his daughter is. She's a sadistic, patient and ambitious woman. There's been a lot of flavor and storytelling to her in the recent episodes before this, so if you haven't watched them, you can go back and check out the story of Gyda I'm building here. But she is currently the heir to the Kingdom of England. The Kingdom of England at the moment doesn't exist. We conquered it from the Wessex King of England, and then for a short while I think there was some a Norse man holding a county here who styled himself king, but he was really weak, and now it seems that he has lost the kingdom. So I could, if I wanted to, create the Kingdom of England, but I think I won't do this because if my Askell here, he's 49, so he can live for 10, 20 years if things go well. But since his eldest daughter here, she is the prime suspect in the murder of her big sister Iliana. She was murdered last episode, and the prime suspect is Gyda here, but it isn't proven that she did this. And even if Askell suspects this, he doesn't approve of some of the things his daughter does, but he's not a moralizer either. So I think he when we conquered Kent and Gyda was given this, she did some seriously cruel stuff to the monks at Canterbury here, and Askell witnessed this, and he said, "Is that really necessary?" So he wasn't condemning her, but he thought that why are you torturing and murdering these people in such a bad way? But that being said, he wasn't scolding her for it. He was just thinking that, is that really necessary? So I think we're gonna give her, because if she's gonna inherit the Kingdom of England, we want her to be strong enough that she can be able to hold on to it. So we should give her these new lands up here. But if we do that, we really should give her the whole duchy, because otherwise it will be hard for her to hold on to all these lands only with the title of count. So let's go and create this duchy of York here. There we go. It will cost me gold and give me prestige. I currently have a lot of prestige and could use more gold, especially if we're gonna go and become feudal. Before I consider turning our society into a feudal one, I want to have a coffers full of gold, because then we will have to start building up our castles and towns and such. But for now, let's grant. She is married, but let's allow her. Let's click this so that if her cousin that she's married to dies, she can get herself another husband. There is grant titles. Jarldom of Yoi, and all the titles in it will go to Gyda. This will make it so that if she plays her cards right as an AI, she will have a good position to be able to hold on to the Kingdom of England once she inherits this. Now, Gyda, you are powerful. She only has 380 men, so she will have to watch out for Wessex people and this House of East Anglia here, because they are much stronger than her, and if they have claims to her lands, they might well conquer it, because they are allowed to, because they are my vassals too, and there's nothing in our laws preventing vassals from declaring war on each other. But this is I will try to put my family members, if my character if my character likes them. I suppose this is his daughter, so he sees her flaws, but he still considers her a daughter and a valued siege commander. So he will try to make it so that she has a strong position, but we will not. But when we have given her lands like this, we will expect her to hold on to them herself, because she should be able to do this. Right, and there we are, and we are in an expansionist phase now. We conquered England here first, and then we took York, so we now have a good foothold here, and it means that we are also allied with Söderloja. So this means that we have put the Norse Asatru people on top here in this conflict, this clash of ideas between the monotheistic Christians and the people of the Asatru faith in England. So that is good. And now we will turn our attention eastwards, and this is also in the story, because like I said, if you play by yourself and just messing around, you will just go and take a look at the neighbor with the best lands and the weakest army and go for it. But here we are playing into our storytelling, and we have here my son and friend Emundur. He's the firstborn daughter of our current wife and Queen Tuaria, and since her children, they don't stand to inherit anything as it is now, because the children of our former wife, the lovely Bjerga Vovi or Vovidsamena, they are elder than her children, and therefore they will inherit, whereas her kids won't. And she is originally from Finland here. She is a Karelian, Karelia is here, House Itkonen, but she has a lot of claims to lands in Finland here. We will not necessarily use her claims, but in the story she has convinced Askel that her son should be given the lands that she considers hers by right, that she has claims to. And also these people from Finland here, they have historically, as soon as we have turned our backs on them, they have sent trading parties to our lands. So that's another reason for us to go conquer here. So let's get on with it. He's quite strong, this Shiftan Valtteri Impaler, but we are much stronger. He has some allies, but we should be able to win this war without too much problem, I think. Yeah, let's just do a duchy conquest here and take these lands. Here we are. I really wish there was an easy way to decide how many levies you shall raise, because you can do it in a way with this raise local armies. So I think if I raise arms further away from my heartlands, it won't be as much levies. But I wish that you could just decide that, well, I want to raise 6,000 levies, and then 6,000 levies would be raised, but there is really no way to do this as far as I know. So I've raised my men-at-arms here. They will gather there with as our elite army, and I will have to raise my levies here and then stand some of them down once this is done. Maybe I can stand some of them down even before they are raised. Let's try this. Stop gathering there, because I will not need all my troops for this. I often just raise everyone and just march them in there, just because it's easier, but at the same time it presents problem later on, because then I'll have more micromanaging to do once they are raised. But this we will see how many gets raised eventually here. Here we have, this is my elite force. I wonder if my knights are in this as well. Looks like all my knights and my best troops here. So this should be a strong army. Let's send it under the command of my fearless daughter here, Jarl Gyda. Because he will have 4,000 men, but even 4,000 men should have a hard time to take on my best army here, especially since I'm sending these levies to back them up. We are marching over the straits here. My cousin Skuld has given birth to a son. That is good, because she is married to this giant man of a Jewish faith who, since I'm a fan of Tarantino and his movie Inglourious Bastard, has decided to call the Bear Jew. And he is married to my cousin here, Skuld. She is the daughter of Balder of our house, who was king of Aquitaine. So she came here a refugee when he was dethroned and killed. In the process, he might have been murdered, but he lost the kingdom of Aquitaine, and she is at our court now, working to convince the king that he should help her get her father's claims back for our house. So it is good that she now has an heir, and he has inherited this giant trait from his father, Hakon Skuldsson. May you grow strong and wise. Yeah, I suppose it's good that the game lets you cross some of the straits, even though it wouldn't be possible without ships to go through here. Wouldn't even be possible here. There is a famous, in Swedish history, real history, there's a famous event when I believe it was in the 1600s. There's a Swedish king was burning and pillaging and murdering people down in Poland, and then the Danes joined in this war against Sweden and sent an army up here, and then this king, I believe it was Carl with the number 11 after him. it's my country's history. I'm not that great at it, but anyway, he marched his army this way, and he came up here. It was a very cold winter, so he risked it and marched all his army across the frozen straits here. It was successful, but highly risky, and he laid siege to the Danish capital and made them surrender. So it was kind of a great win, but still it would need to be a really cold winter before you would even consider marching here. But that's what we're gonna do here. March across the sea. And I suppose it's good because it costs money to embark, and right, it looks like they got here before us, and now they are blocking the strait here. This is kind of a good move of the AI, because we will have to attack here and they will have advantage from terrain and also from us crossing a strait. I think we should still be able to win, but let's get our armies together. My culture has discovered mods. Great. And I can now, this is my Nordsjö culture. It's a hybrid culture between Norse and Dutch. Let's look at our innovations. We will have to before we can start researching any of these here early medieval innovations, we will need to become feudal. So now we have to concentrate on the tribal era innovations. Mods here will allow us to build better fortifications in our tribal holdings, so that's good. The only one we have left here is Casus Belli, so let's be fascinated by this. And before this is done, we should really aim to become feudal before this is done, because then we can start getting medieval era innovations. Let's see if we can build ourselves something here in capital holding of Lödöse. We'll click on Lödöse, there we are. Yeah, I can build better palisades. Costs us a lot of gold and a lot of prestige, but let's do it. I believe that these tribal buildings will convert into some castle buildings once you become feudal. Now we have our army here. Gyda, she is a great commander, but she is a siege commander. she's a great overall commander, but maybe we have someone better to lead us across the straits here. Let's take a look. Yeah, maybe this Dutch Duke Eduard Rodolfo's son, because this enemy defensive advantage -50 will be good when they have a lot of defensive advantages. That being said, she's really got 32 command advantage. That's 10 more than he has. Maybe Gyda shall lead this. Even though those traits are kind of important, and sometimes more important than the commander advantage number here. But Gyda also, she revels in the battle. She is a shield maiden. She loves nothing better than to wade in the blood of her enemies, killing them in as cruel a way as possible. And it looks like they are trying to flee. That's a good sign. It means that they think that they will lose, and I think so too. And here's a daughter who learned vulgar language. Can she study something else? Can she learn? Let's have her learn Anglo-Saxon. Why not? And also here's a son born to me with my concubine here, as Carling woman. It's always fun to take a Carling as concubine and knock them up, because Carlings, they usually have a lot of claims. So here we have someone that we that we can make King of France someday, maybe. Tyke. May you grow strong and wise, my son. And now let's take a look at how is it going for Gyda here. She's crushing the enemy. Good work, Gyda. And now we have to do this tedious part where I split up my armies, but don't worry, I will cut this out and get back to you watching on YouTube once it is done. Here we are, the attrition be damned, I'm gonna go for the capital here. I want this war over swiftly, because you never know what can happen, and it's generally a bad idea to wage war in these lands for too long. I think they have some cultural advantages as defenders, and you get a lot of attrition standing around in these lands here. Once I had a playthrough, and it was a late game, so I had so many troops I really didn't care, but I marched my armies around here, and as everyone in history who has tried to march armies around here without proper planning and proper supplies and supply lines, no, they just melted away. Still won the war because that was late campaign, but still it's not fun to go eastwards and wage war. So I've sent levies and onagers in here, and here is my elite army standing by. I'm ready to march them anywhere where the enemy might try to engage our weaker siege forces. Oh, I became friends with this Vemundur, who's my ward. Where is he? I'm following him with a bit of interest, because he also came to our court with his mother here, who he's a very distant relative. His mother was the daughter of my cousin, so my cousin's daughter's son is my ward. The king took a liking to him because he was a charming boy who was a cynical like he was, and he also has all those great traits here. So I kind of the king is kind of developing him into someone that might play an important role in our future here. And now, due to our relationship as ward and educator, we also became friends. It's good. He is a shy man, so he really hasn't made too many friends. He is friends with two of his sons here, and they became his friends because he was their guardian. But I have room for some more to be the guardian of some more people. So maybe I should try and see, because here's a Wessex boy, one of our new vassals. Maybe I should try to educate him so that he can become more positively inclined to bending the knee to the Norse people. This is... He will not accept me converting his faith and culture, but still, let's educate him. See what this leads to. So they are trying to engage my army here. Let's see about getting ourselves a better commander leading them. And then we shall march this strong army up there to try and defeat them when they land there. Hopefully we can make it there before they are able to defeat my first army. No, I wasn't, but I will catch them the second wave. And there's another battle going down here. They were going aggressively for my... Oh, I seized flexible lamellar armor. It might be better than the armor I have. This always happens when I try to speed things up, that I underestimate the enemy and I just send my forces into siege, and then they will come and pick my weak forces off. So now let's try and do better. This army here should be strong enough to take on punch way above its numbers, so let's see if we can go and chase down some enemies with them. Really, oftentimes trying to speed things up will only result in defeats, and this is what happened here. I got too sloppy. Where are they trying to go? They are circling around us here, probably trying to get on to our lands. Let's go and see if we can do battle here in the woods here. There's a scheme. There's this giant brother-in-law. He's married to my half-sister, and here's my spy master Jarl Magnus. Someone is plotting to kill this giant. We must stop the villain behind this. And here's another son born to me and his concubine Ingfrid. It is Sölvi. He is a quick young man, or boy rather. May grow to be strong and wise. And let's take a look at this armor I gained. Here I currently have this equipped, which will increase prowess and prestige. This one, oh, it's quite similar. Maybe we should give one armor to our daughter here. Let's give her grandfather's, King Starkar's burnished lamellar armor. There you go. And we should give another armor here, maybe to my son and heir. Let's give him this Virtanen's flexible lamellar armor that we just got. There you go. And my Carlin concubine is pregnant again. He is at it in the bedchamber at the moment, King Askel. Oh, and here is my education of this boy I was talking about before, Vemunder, at an end. He became an adequate bargainer, so not the best diplomacy education for him, but maybe I wasn't the best educator in the ways of diplomacy. Askel, he is shy and his diplomacy is poor, so might have not been the best choice. He would have probably been better off having a intrigue education. But that's how it is. Can we find him someone to marry? Yeah, why not this Ivaling girl here? Ivaling is a great house, and they are by now our oldest and most trusted ally. We have been allied to them on and off since the times of my grandfather, our first King Frey. He had some sad events when we first signed an alliance with House Ivaling. He married a young daughter off to the then old Jarl Ivaling. It was Ivar the Boneless, and this daughter, she died in childbed, I think. She died recently afterwards, and my current character's grandfather was heartbroken about this. But it wasn't the Ivaling's fault, and they are the house that rules Söderlöja and trusted allies, so this would be a good marriage for Vemunder here. They are related somehow, I wonder. She is the daughter of my cousin, and he was the grandson of one of my cousins. So they would their relation is very distant. It was Princess Huld. She was the daughter of King Balder of Aquitaine, right? Anyway, it's a good marriage for you. Marry into the house Ivaling. Here is Chieftess Gryla. She is of our house, a distant relative, a count in Norway. She is inviting my son Kolbein to her court. He will be there. Let's go and see if we can catch them there before they catch this army sieging there. Yeah, we caught them and we won the battle. And here is someone wanting to purchase a truce. This is usually good. This is someone in Wales. I have no plans at the moment to conquer Welsh lands, and he will pay me 145 gold for this truce. So, by all means, Prince Johan ap Tudval, I accept. Well, it's good to get some more gold, and I can get a new lifestyle perk. Yeah, that's right. I started doing this stewardship lifestyle in preparations for becoming feudal. Let's start working our way down towards architect. He wants to be the man who makes Västgötland here the most prosperous county in Europe. So we defeated them again here. So let's back off while we are sieging. I hope that 2 more sieges will be enough to get us the war score needed. What happened here? Novgorod got this just as I was sieging it. Is he in... No, he's not in any other wars, so it must have been some inheritance thing. That's not good, because that would have been part of the duchy I'm trying to conquer from him, and now I will not get it. The game cheated me. Oh, that's not good. It's quite annoying, actually. But still, I got some trinkets here, I think. Was it a trinket? Terracotta toy fowl. Oh, it's not really a great trinket. Let's see if we shall give this away to someone. Let's give it to... I will give this to Gyda here. Do you want this terracotta toy fowl, Gyda? Here you are. Well, this was annoying, really. So Gyda will just have to march north and try to siege down Sysme here. Oh, well, I won't need to, because we now have 100 war score. Thank you for this. So be it. Disband my armies. There we are. It was really annoying that someone from Novgorod inherited this just as I was about to take this. That was annoying. But anyway, we should... So now we got... Looks like 2 or 3 tribal holdings here. So let's give them, as promised, to Queen Tuari's eldest son and my friend Emundur. So I can usurp this high chiefdom. Maybe I shall. Yeah, let's usurp it. No, it's really expensive. Right, so let's take a look at Emundur here. And he will have to usurp this. He can, if he just gets the gold together, he can usurp this jarldom for himself. Let's give him the lands his mother has claims to. Great. Right, so I've been thinking, when I started the channel this summer, it was because I had my summer holidays and I wanted to have some fun, and I like to roleplay. But when I played by myself, I just I couldn't help myself but to cheat from the role-playing. I was like, yeah, this is the best choice, and I made up some kind of excuse that made it so that I could always make the, for gameplay purposes, best choice when I played. And this just caused my playthroughs to be... this made it so that I lost interest in the campaigns, because my enjoyment of CK3 is the roleplaying and the story. So I started this channel as a way to force myself to roleplay, and it's a great success. I'm having great fun, and I'm also very appreciative of people who has recently left some encouraging comments on my videos, and for my around 40 subscribers, thank you for that. Knowing that people out there are enjoying my storytelling is a great encouragement. But that being said, I'm having a hard time finding time to upload, to make 3 episodes each week. So I was considering maybe instead doing 2, but I think it's better if I try to make the episodes slightly shorter and try to keep on uploading this series on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and my Fate of Iberia series on Saturdays. I could also, but that would defeat the purpose if I just uploaded them without the storytelling and without the editing, and doing this storytelling is something that I enjoy, and I think people watching my channel is also here for this. So I will not cut the quality on that. Instead, I will try to make the episodes slightly shorter, and therefore it is time to end this episode here and get back to, if all goes to plan, this will be up on the channel on Tuesday, and if you enjoyed this, come back here on Thursday for the continuation of this House Korp series. So thank you for today. I hope I see you soon. Goodbye.